And hello to all my friends. I'd like to welcome you to your Quadrants video 2024. So this is divination for an entire year. We're going to be looking through different topics, subjects, and themes to see when is the best time for you to plan and prepare things for your year. This is the only divination that I do for a year out at a time. So what is a quadrant? Well, a quadrant is a piece of the pie of the year. The little graphic illustration I have on your screen is probably the best visual I can give you. It's pretty self-explanatory. Quadrant 1 is going to be talking about January, February, and March. Quadrant 2 is going to be talking about April, May, and June. Quadrant 3, July, August, and September. And then Quadrant 4 will be wrapping up with October, November, and December. Which quadrant has what in store for you? Well, we're about to find out. This is the best tool available for you to plan and prepare. Today, this is being done as a general reading for your entire sign, but if you're looking for messages that are personal, private, and specific only to you, I do offer quadrants as a personal audio product on the website scottsagent.com, available January only. I've found that the best way to utilize quadrants is to watch the entire thing at the beginning of the year, and then after the first quadrant ends, March going into April, I come back, watch quadrants again, look at what happened in one, and reflect back on it because you just lived it. And then look ahead to what quadrant 2 is so it's fresh in your mind. And then do the same thing at the end of 2 going into 3. I'll come up and do a little fresh reminder again on that. And then same thing at the end of 3 going into 4. See how 3 just played out. See what's coming in 4. That's the best way so you can plan and prepare so it's fresh in your mind. All of the card work has already been done. I've taken a bunch of notes for every single quadrant for you. So let's get started. All right, Gemini, it is time for your Quadrants 2024. Here we go. Quadrant number 1. The theme of your Quadrant 1, which of course is January, February, and March, is going to be old ideas sometimes need new inspiration. So sometimes here you just got to do a little bit of a makeover with the old ideas, the old ways of thinking. It's time for a refresher. And that's what Quadrant 1 represents here, January, February, March. We have a work ping, actually very talkative. Quadrant 1, you guys got a lot going on here. The first thing they talk about for a major deal work ping is they talk about how weird and mysterious of a phase a lot of Geminis are in the work corner, which is a big corner of your life. I'm not going through it all here, but when they are indicating, if you read between the lines here, that this phase is going to end during this quarter, and you're going to understand, and it'll make a lot more sense as it does, as far as why it happened to begin with. So it's a little bit of relief coming, I guess, there for work here in Quadrant 1 for Gemmies. Gemini, we got a ping coming in for finance. It's a pretty big one too. It talks about what a magical Quadrant 1 you have coming. January, February, March are really very, very nice for finances. And they do show a lot of you are using these finances for children, to help kids. And for some of you, since anytime we talk generation gap, it could be the other way around too. Like you could be the kid being helped by your parent. It just depends on kind of who's reading, who's checking out this reading, and kind of where you're at, what you got going on. But we got kids coming up financially there in Quadrant 1. Health gets a pretty big ping too here for Quadrant 1. We got quick changes at the helm. And they also say, you know what I'm talking about right now. So that's good. That's not mysterious. It's like, you know what you got to do. So all you got to do is do it. Okay. And they're saying here, well, there's a pretty big ping next Quadrant 2, but early in the year, these first 6 months for Gemini are going to be huge for health. Okay. So pay close attention to, I guess, how severe they're making this push, because they really need you to do this. Okay. It's coming up for a reason. Busy and productive. It's not the best year for Geminis to be busy and productive. In fact, there's only one ping for it, and it's not now. It's coming later. So I just calling it from a zoomed out approach that I see there's only one, and usually we have more than one. So vacation or relaxation. Okay, so since you're not going to be busy and productive much this year, when is the best time to vacation and relax? Well, Quadrant 1, we got long distance coming in. So anybody who's got to go kind of far away here, travel a long distance to go to vacation, somewhere they went to bit, whether it's going home or a new destination they've never been to. If you want to travel a long distance in 2024, I'd say Gemini, these first 3 months are your best window to do it. We have, that's the last ping actually for Quadrant 1. Okay, so now we move into Quadrant 2. Quadrant 2, of course, is April, May, and June. The first ping we got here is for health. I told you these first 6 months are going to be major for health. They show that there is a decision that has not been made yet. You probably, if you're viewing this video in January or early in the year, you probably don't know what this is yet. So don't worry. When you come back and check this reading out again, when we get into April, this is going to make a lot more sense to you at that time. Okay, so right here, that's why it's important to come back. Decision not yet made regarding health. And this is a decision that will lead to peace. They want you to find peace here. And to find peace, you got to get this health thing dealt with. But don't worry. After it's dealt with, we're not talking about it at all the rest of the year. So that makes me feel really good about it, how it turns out. You just got to do it. Busy and productive, again, they say no. Vacation, relaxation. They say, again, this is a ping for vacation relaxation. And actually, this is your best opportunity. This is Gemini's best window. I know we talked about long distance in Q1, but here in Q2, they talk about that it's your call. It's like the field is wide open. Where do you want to go? What do you want to do? Maybe staycation, stay at home. But they talk about healthy life. So they want you to go somewhere that's going to be very beneficial to your health moves, your health changes, okay? So for example, if you've been doing diet work, okay, it's probably a bad idea to go to Las Vegas where it's nothing but buffets everywhere you go. That would be very bad for a diet, right? So just consider like what your health changes have been and that your vacation aligns with that. Go forward risks. Okay, we do have some risks coming in quadrant 2. They say to breaking free. So breaking free from some things here are going to require risks and you going for it. Okay, so what is it that you're trying to break free from? That is what you're going to have to answer for yourself here in Q2 in a general reading. I can't do that for you. We have another ping here, major one for when to play it safe and be conservative. So that there's, as you can see in Q2, they're giving you both. There are times to take risks and there are times to play it safe. The safe has to do with cleaning out your closet. Makes me feel like relationships, really, the love corner a little bit. Tap it into that love corner. So really like getting rid of old baggage, getting stuff done for the family, whatever you have to get done, anybody close to your heart, even helping friends, all that stuff comes in with playing it a little bit safe and conservative in Q2. I guess I didn't tell you the theme of Quadrant 2. How rude of me. I need to do that now, and it's because I wrote it at the bottom, so I always forget to do it. But they say, get to it, wake up. Basically, like sleeping through Quadrant 2 ain't going to get this stuff done. You know, this stuff requires you showing up to do. So make sure you show up there, Gemini. I know you're going to be in good shape if you do. Let's move into Quadrant 3. Quadrant 3, July, August, September. The theme of Quadrant 3, see, I remembered to do it now, is success. Nice little success trophy quadrant for you guys. And you deserve it. You needed it. And all the work that you've done the first 2 are going to get you here. They show this is success in work, especially work, but also more than that. So we have a work ping. Of course, that doesn't surprise me that came in too. And they talk about how a new journey. A lot of you in work, in the work corner, have a new journey opportunity here in Q3. Really good for starting something brand new. Very nice. And they also bring up how you have an idea here. A really brilliant idea here, and they really want you to manifest this and to make it real. Okay, so very, very nice for this new journey. We have a ping for love. First time Gemini pinged for love, and this is where love gets very interesting. So for my singles, hey, this is the best one for you as far as the earliest for you, because we haven't pinged love yet until now. And even if you're in a relationship, you're married, whatever version of that, hey, it still gets very interesting. Okay, so the dynamic of things, the circumstances of things get very interesting. And I feel like that's in a good way. So very nice. We have a ping here for finances. Finances, they talk about too many money choices. So be a little cautious about that. So a lot of different ways that are trying to either take your money, whether it's people, bills, purchases, whatever it is. A lot of choices out there in Q3. Be a little careful about it. Okay, watch out. Busy and productive. This is the only really quadrant that they said to be busy and productive, and they brought up nostalgia. That's like going back to the past, something that reminds you of something, or hey, you know what, I remember when I had this as a hobby, and I want to do more of that. I want to get busy doing that. This would be when Geminis should get busy doing this and be productive. It's coming in very good. We have go for and take risks, ping, with legal, love, and career risks, all of them. All come up as a big push here for your Q3. So risks and going for it. very much in the legal, which of course is agreements, anything you put your signature on, of course court stuff too. Love moves, career moves, all that stuff is going to require risks, and they're saying, do it. Do it. You guys are good. We have conservative and safe coming in about good moves, not easy. So the good moves don't come easy as far as playing it safe. So in other words, they're saying the good moves are going to take the risks. The easy stuff, it just comes easy. If it comes easy, it's not involved with risk. Okay, so just differentiate between the two. So there we go with quadrant 3. Now we're going to get into quadrant 4. This is your final one for the year, wrapping up with October, November, and December. We have a major, well, start with the theme. Come on, Scott, start with the theme first. It's prominent with, we have a prominent person coming up here. Very interesting, because this is a person, a generation gap between. I know we talked about the kids earlier in finances with Q1. Well, here in Q4, they talk about that there's a theme for a lot of Geminis here that are dealing with a page. My page card represents like a child or a generation gap apart. So again, like I said, you could be the kid. They could be talking about your parents helping you, something like that, or vice versa. If you're the parent helping the kid. Anyway, the kid is coming up here as in quadrant 4 as you really helping them get something checked off the list here. It's a very important theme. Okay, of course, that's not going to hit everybody the same way, but that is why you need a personal, private reading for your quadrants. Quadrant 4, we have a big ping for love, and they say that there is a void. They're not saying avoid, like all one word, but they're saying that there's something missing here in Q4, and that patience is going to be needed for you here to fill it. So it's just like, it reminds me of like when you lose a pet. Okay, I'm not saying you're going to lose your pet, so please don't think that. I'm just giving you an example so you understand what's going on here. If you were to lose a pet, a void has been missing. Okay, it's like, now you feel a loss, you feel an emptiness, like, oh, that's why a lot of people, when they lose a dog, for example, they go buy a puppy very, very shortly thereafter because they're filling a void. And here they're telling you that patience is needed, so actually don't go and act right away. Whatever this emptiness is that you feel, acting is not the solution, okay? That's just very important advice. So your best loved one is Q3, actually, going back to that. They do have a ping here for risks. Risks, again here, Gemini, are coming in very successful in Q4. Very good risks assessment here in Q4. And that's really all they wanted to talk about in Q4. It's a pretty quiet one, so I think they want to kind of like let you handle it yourself, more than likely, and see how things unfold. So hopefully you can see how you could use this information beneficially to implement positive change into your year by knowing the timing of certain things and when the best time is to do this and when the best time is to avoid doing this. So that's what a personal private reading is all about for quadrants. I hope you guys all treat yourself to one of those, because you'll be able to see in the reading how the individual reading aligns to a lot of this Gemini, but also how a lot of it is so very different, because each of you Geminis are all individuals. Of course, you are not all the same, not whatsoever. So anyway, I hope you have an excellent 2024. I know you will.
So I guess the fortune teller's right.